Hello everyone, we are live. I saw five people waiting and I said, well, I have to start. Hey, if you want to chat, you can chat in the Google chat, but you have to register a Google account. Welcome everyone. So I'm just setting up. So this is kind of a short press stream. I found this old picture that we had, which was actually the front page of the CD that we made with all our music very long time ago, and I thought it was very nice, and so I decided to show it today. Today is a bit of a special stream. I think that we'll have few more people than usual. Maybe some of you will not really be programmers, right? I send the link to a few friends, so maybe a few friends will join and see what we do. So let me just do the usual quick advertising on some of our channels and see if we can get a few people in. Hello boys. For the ones that have not been here before, you will not see my webcam, okay? So I don't have a webcam connected to this PC, and anyways, not particularly needed. Let me just advertise a bit on IRC and in our other channels, okay? And we advertise also for a second on Facebook, just to see someone else is joining. Hey Split, welcome. So today we have quite a few things to do, but being a kind of a special stream, I think what I will do, I will just go through at the beginning some explanation of what we are doing, why we are here, and yeah, a bit of the basics of the old engine. I think it could be useful to everyone to understand where we're starting from and where we are going. I will just wait a few minutes more because I think people will join soon. Meanwhile, I found also the old CD with the plane shift music, so I thought that maybe we could play some of it because I was thinking, okay, can I play music on YouTube? Unfortunately, not. I mean, you cannot play any copyrighted music because they don't want to, right? So they shut off your channel, they do bad stuff. But if we play our own music, the one that we made, why not? We can. And actually, we have a full CD of music. I don't know if you know it, but you can download it from the Planshift website, and it contains like I think 20 songs or so. I will show you. But it's pretty cool music. It's the one that we use as a background of the game, and we can let me show you. That is the back cover. Yeah, they did the back cover of the CD because we also did a back cover and a front cover, which is pretty cool. So we did a front cover at that time. We are speaking about 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. So it was quite a long time ago. But yeah, we did a front cover, which was this one, and the back cover with all the music made by very cool people, very talented people at that time. And maybe we can play a bit of it while we go. If you want to say hi in the chat, would be cool. So I see you online. Can you tell me if you hear the music or not? If you hear it properly, and if the volume is okay? Hi Ben, welcome. Yeah, so today just another day of streaming. The difference is that I invited few people from different channels. I invited few friends to watch, so I don't know if they will join. But anyway, I think it would be nice if they show up. By the way, all our music, like you see here, I don't know if it's visible enough, maybe it's too small, but all our music has been created during the years by different artists, and the main team was created by this guy called Bruno Lagarde, which say collaborated with us for a few years, then disappeared on the internet like many of the others. But I think he was a very great musician, very good musician. And it is the main team, and it's very cool. Maybe you listen to it too much, you know, when you're starting the game, this one starts, so at a certain point again, I guess we turned it off, like I did, but it's always cool to hear that. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to give you a bit of information on what we are doing here. So basically, we are working with Unreal Engine and converting our old game Planship to Unreal, right? Is that easy? Nah. Is that fun? Well, if you are a programmer, yes, it is fun. If you are not a programmer, I think that overall it's pretty hard to follow, or anyway, it's not that easy to follow and may become boring very quickly. So for the one of you that joined just to say hi and yeah, and look at what we are doing, thank you for joining. Not expecting you to stay here the whole time. Yeah, there are some songs that make me nostalgic as well. One that I really like is this one, right? Is the Nighttime, I think it's called. No, not this one, sorry. I will show you the list so you can see it. This one. This one is called the Citadel. I think it really reminds me of the past. I mean, when I think to this one, it's pretty cool. We will have this one running. It's very mysterious. I mean, it's very magical. This one was Jiri Ptacek. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's this guy that did it, which is actually pretty cool. So what I wanted to show you today is how the current engine is and how the new engine will be. Right, so let's try to just go quickly through the documentation and see. So actually, if you access the Planeship Wiki, which is online, you have some documentation. Don't look at the dates, please, because the dates are very, very old. But they're still valid because our basics, let's say, didn't really change. Right? The basics of the game didn't really change. So our structure, if we go to here, the structure of the game is relatively simple. So we have basically a game server, a database where we connect to. We have clients connecting in, which are obviously separate applications, and then we have what we call NPC client, which is managing the NPC, which is managing the non-player characters, right? So like the monsters, the merchants, the vendors, and everyone else. Now we will have the same in Unreal Engine. I would say actually not. Oh well, we will have something similar. If I go to... Sorry, let me do this. Let me print screen and... Can I paste here? Yes, I can. So this structure in Unreal Engine will be slightly different. We will have for sure the game server and the client. The difference is that while this connection here in the old Planship was really separating the two applications a lot. In Unreal Engine, most of the code is shared between server and client. Most of the code is shared. So what we developed for the client, we develop it also for the server. In the old Planeshift code base, we had some classes which were in common, but basically there was a Chinese wall, you know, here between the client and the server. There was a very strong separation between the two, right? So like here. While the NPC and the game server and the Planeshift server were definitely more connected to each other. So we were sharing more classes and so, but the idea was to have this one as separate. Now, in the new engine, I think the game server will actually stay, for sure stay as one. But what I don't know yet, if we will have separate processes for the NPCs or not. This has to be figured out. For sure, we will have a database. We already have a database, and the database will stay exactly as it is. Then the structure of the yeah, we planned actually to have an evolution of this. We actually planned to have an evolution, but we never managed to actually create this. The idea was to have multiple game servers connected, right? And to each other, so like sharing, you know, multiple interconnected game servers to have the backplane. So the idea was to share somehow the database and the information, but we never reached this level. I think that there are few projects out there that are using Unreal Engine this way, and one is a project that we are looking at. Maybe we can reuse some of what they are doing. I think it's called Pro MMO, and there's one of the developers was here the other day, which is yesterday, I think, chatting with us, but he's in Canada, so he usually joins later on. Then if you look at the client and server overview here, I mean the client is actually made of different handlers and managers, right? So we have one layer which was called the Crystal Entity layer, which basically managing entities. Entity can be an item, a sword, or it can be a player, or it can be a monster, or it can be anything that can move in the game, right? And yes, and this Crystal Entity layer was basically managing that piece, and then we had on top obviously the rendering engine, right, the Crystal Space engine. Then we had a message handler which was handling all the messages sent from the client to the netbase, which was basically a packager. So it's taking all the messaging coming from the top and packaging them the quickest and shortest and simpler way, right? Hi Venelon, welcome. Hey, I'm just going through a bit of a explanation of how it was in the old Planeshift and how we have to do in the new one, right? Just to give some context to the people that just joined. I think if you have some context, you are more interested into this. Then as you see, I think this is probably the best schema that we have, because then let's say the net base goes over the internet, reaches the server, and on the server we have the same net base, which is basically unpacking, you know, the messages, receiving the messages, unpacking them, making them code readable, and then it passes the information to one of the managers. There is a kind of a subscription mechanism, so in the code you will see often something like, if I go, I don't know, here, and so let's make it a bit bigger, you will see in every manager there is a kind of a subscribe function. This subscribe function is basically saying, hello, I'm the game master, event manager, and if you send me a message like this or a message like this, I'm interested into it, so I want to subscribe to this kind of message. Right? So every manager was subscribing, is subscribing in the current Planeshift to an event, to a type of message, right? And the message manager is dispatching, okay, is dispatching all those to the right managers, okay. So basically, what you see here in the screen is that yes, the NetBase and the message sender receive one message, and then based on the subscription, it gives it to the different managers. And so we decided to split the classes in managers because we feel that it's a bit easier to maintain, and also is more intuitive for whoever wants to contribute, and whoever wants to expand the game. They can just take one manager or add a new manager and have basically no impact on the other managers, right? So that is the idea. There are some managers which are extremely important, like for example the event manager, which is managing all the events of the game. So if when you attack someone or when you receive damage, or when you get in proximity of an NPC or things like this, triggers are started, and yeah, and something is scheduled in the event manager to be run, like I don't know, 2 seconds later or half a second later and such, right? So let me check. Ravna. Ravna just joined. Hey Ravna, are you also in the? Are you also in the live stream? I would like you to have it in the, to have you in the live stream as well. I see Ravna is in our internal chat. Can you join the live stream? It will be cool to have you there. Okay, sorry. Ravna is one of the original, well, yeah, I would say not early, but let's say quite early developers of PlaneShift. He was working mainly on the website of it, and he did a lot of good things. Okay, you have it on, so you can listen to me. Okay, Ravna is saying that he has it, but doesn't have a YouTube account. Okay, it's no problem. If you are there, it's fine. So I was explaining a bit of the structure that we have. So basically, we have all these managers, and if you look at the code, like the PS server code where everything starts. Let me go to the server. No, let's take the old code, which is easier. If we go to the PS server code, you will see that there is like an initialize function, right? And in this initialize function, all the managers are getting started. So we initialize the database, and then we start like initializing the thread manager, initializing whatever the entity manager, initializing the progress manager, blah 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 blah, right? So every manager get initialized basically here in this piece of the code. So when the server starts, the first thing it does, it connects to the database, and then it starts the different managers connecting, right? And each one has its function. So we have like a weather manager, which is deciding if it's raining or if it's snowing or whatever. We have a spawn manager, which is deciding which entities like monster NPC to spawn in the world. We have a progress manager, which is managing the progression of the characters, like experience, and ranks and levels and so on. Now, in the new engine, so in Unreal Engine, there are a few things that we are going to change here. So let me try to print screen and show you this if I can. It's not super easy. So if I take this, I go new, don't save, blah blah blah. So in the so here for sure, obviously, we will not have any more Crystal Space Engine. So the first thing that changes for us is that this piece, actually, all the rendering is handled now by Unreal. Okay, so everything that is client-side rendering, maybe this is a bit too big. Everything that is client-side rendering will be Unreal Engine for sure. Do you like the very old style vintage font? So here will be Unreal Engine. Now this crystal entity layer is a bit tricky because this one was basically managing yeah, all the entities in the game. So he knew what is an item, what is the difference between an item and an NPC or a character or whatever. So this one is a bit hard to substitute considering the current code base, but I think we have to substitute it anyway. And this will be, let's say, for us, it will be like the U actor, let's say the, how it's called, the actor, the pawn, the whatever of Unreal. Okay, so this will be, it will be like a yeah, like a set of predefined objects that you can find in Unreal and we get for free, and I will show you some of that, which are basically substituting the Crystal Space Entity layer. Right? This is probably the toughest part for us because it's yes, who needs PowerPoint when you have MS Paint? I totally agree. I think no, I don't know why I'm using this, but just I think it's good to edit stuff. And also, you know, we are still a bit vintage in our own way. So I think when we finish the Unreal Engine port and we will be in Unreal Engine fully, I will use only, let's say, the latest super shiny releases of PowerPoint. But for now, we're still in the transition, so we have to keep our roots still there. Yeah. So actor pawn of Unreal Engine. So this is the layer that we should substitute. We get it for free on one side from Unreal, but on the other side there is so much code that we have that is relying on the Crystal Space Entity layer that is a bit of a pain. Okay, so we cannot just say, oh, before we add a Planeshift character and now just use an Unreal character. I mean, it doesn't work this way. There is a lot of work we have to do to actually go through this. Then these pieces will be beautifully substituted by Unreal stuff. For the first one is really the UI. So we developed in the old engine our own UI, believe it or not, but we developed our own UI engine. So Andrew developed that. I mean, mostly Andrew, yes. And if you want to know what it is, I mean, if you go under our current source code, which obviously you can download for free, I mean, all our code is open source, so you can get it from our website. If you go under this Planeshift alternative windowing system, which called Pose, you can find like every single piece of the UI that we developed. So we developed a class for managing borders, for managing buttons, for managing checkboxes, for managing. So all of this is C++ programmed by us, well, actually by Andrew, and few others that followed with some slight modification from me, but not massive. I mean, the work has been done really by him. Where we created a UI engine, a full UI engine. So you see, we have scroll bars. We have frames, we have image when you have to draw an image, when you have whatever, right? And the result of this is basically what you can see in game now. Let me see if I find it. Sometimes I'm navigating on another screen, okay? So if you see me clicking but you don't see anything, it's because I'm in the second screen. So if I launch the old client, for the one of you that are not familiar with it, I think there are some Unreal Engine people here watching. Hey Andrew, is it you? Is this Craig a fake or is this the real one? If I mean, if you want to let me know if you are the real one, you should connect to IRC with your login and tell me it's you. Otherwise, I will be doubtful. It's you? Okay, if it's you, you're very welcome to the stream. It's very good to have you here. I was just speaking about you, by the way. I was just speaking about you, about all the work that's been done on the Planeshift alternate Windows system, or Planeshift Andrew Windows system, as you want to call it. yeah, so what I was willing to show you is that all the UI elements were basically developed from scratch, you know, from us, including anything like checkboxes like this. You would like to be able to connect as me, huh? I know. Checkboxes, labels, buttons, and everything, up to obviously way more complex user interfaces like the inventory, which is probably the most complex user interface we have, because he has a small character here in the middle, which is rendered as a doll view, plus all the items you can drag and drop, and I mean all the information, and so, and it is skinnable, by the way. So we have a skinning system, so you can skin all of this in different shapes, in different themes, right? And such. Then we have whatever, exchange windows and loop windows. So we have all of this has been developed custom, right? So if you look at the help, for example, we have a kind of a tree. We developed a kind of a tree, right? And you can scroll inside the tree. You can even have options. Like if you go into options, you click here. So all of this is basically custom UI. So every one of these freaking boxes is a C++ class, which is drawing the windows. It works pretty well, by the way. I mean, it works. I mean, it has good performances. It works pretty well. Let's say the bad news is that we have to leave it, right? We have to, yeah, trash it. So we will trash a lot of our work, unfortunately. The good news is that Unreal Engine really has the capability to create any UI you want, right? So, well, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit because we didn't test it fully yet. Let's say exactly what it can do, but in terms of UI, he has an editor which we completely don't have. So our way of editing the UI is through XML. And if I show you, I think you will look at me like, what the hell are you doing? But yes, we are editing files manually. Somehow we don't have an editor, so let me see if I can show you this. I have just to search Crystal Space somewhere. Sorry, I have it. Yeah, I have it here. I don't know why I placed it in another directory. PlaneShift is inside Crystal Space, by the way, so the directory is usual there. So if I go under UI, and I will show you this, right? So for example, there is a widget. There is a widget definition, right? So we were defining a widget definition in XML, and then if you want to move a frame, right, or if you wanted to move a button, or if you want to change a function, add a new button, you have to go in this freaking XML, add the new line, and then go to the code, match the code with the XML, and do all the things needed, right? I mean, we didn't have an editor, so there was no other way. It's still working. I mean, this thing is still working very well. I mean, also you are not changing your UI every day, right? So you do it once, then it's done forever. But yes, let's say that with Unreal Engine is slightly easier, and I will show you how. I will show you how. Let me just launch the editor. Yeah, and today is a bit of a special stream. That's why I'm going through this. Usually the streams of the previous day were really coding, but today we have few VIPs, right? No, I didn't need this one because I launched it already. No, don't do this. I have it already. I launched 2 Visual Studio. I need to go on the script and launch the editor. Okay, so we have few VIPs in the chat. So some people from old times and some friends and so on. So I think it's nice. and someone may rewatch this later on. So this segment I think will be useful to anyone that wants to understand what you are doing. So we may point them to this segment. But yes, if you go to the Unreal Editor, is easier as saying, hello, I want a new UI, and you open the UI, and you start to say, oh, I want an image. Oh, I want an image here. Oh, which kind of image you want? Oh, I want it big like this. Okay. And how do you want it? Well, with this particular picture, with this size, with this color, with this border. What should happen when you click on it? What should happen when you hover on it? How do you transform it and such? Right? So it's insanely. I mean, it's so much easier. You cannot believe it. It's so much easier. You have checkboxes, buttons, borders, sliders, paints, scroll box, side box. I don't know. You have a lot of other things, right? And you can create your own. Obviously, you can obviously create in your own control if it's not enough. Now, for the inventory system, which I think is pretty complex, we have to understand if this is really enough for us, or we have to develop some custom pieces that I don't know. So can we really do something like we have here in the old PlanShift with all this stuff that I think yes, right? I mean, it should not be too complex, but should be doable. I just want to understand if it's doable out of the box with the engine capability or not. So going back to our beautiful MS Paint, the windowing system I think is completely replaced by the Unreal UI. Okay, completely replaced by that. Now, do we need some custom? Probably yes. I think we will have the need of some custom. I think. Now, what about the other major components of the client? Well, the authentication, I think we still have to develop, and actually part of it we already developed, and we should keep it. There are some classes like this one, which is managing the commands that you can enter on the chat. So they can do like /who, right? And it tells you the players online. And I would say the majority of our client to server interaction is done by this kind of commands, right? So you launch a command, and then the server is reacting to it. If you do it through the UI, in reality, is launching the command line command anyway, okay, without telling you. So in the background, right? So you click on something in the UI, and in reality, it's sending a message to the server similar to a command. So which is good because it means that we can then script a lot of our commands into batches or whatever, or player scripts. So this we have to keep. Groups and guilds, we at least need to create a UI for it, but these are again just commands, right? Slot manager I think will be replaced by the UI. So this one I would say most likely it will be included in this one. So the slot manager in particular. Effect I think will be completely replaced by Unreal Engine. We have a lot more capabilities. You can edit particle systems, you can save them, you can import, you can do whatever you want. Mode handler I think we have to develop again, because it's basically the piece that manages the fact if you are sit, standing, sleeping, jumping, in combat, or whatever. So I think we have to do this. The client DR is completely removed, which is basically the positioning system. Okay, so we will not need this anymore. This one will be removed because we get it for free from Unreal Engine. Zone handler. I'm not 100% sure. Basically, this one is the one that manages the loading, unloading of different parts of the game. Like when you enter a city, is loading that city. When you enter a corridor, is loading maybe a part of the next area. For now, I think that we can remove it and use what Ravna has built. What Ravna is already, let's say, set up at the moment in Unreal Engine, which is all this freaking 1 million is it? If you go to the maps, okay, we have under Iliacom here all these maps, which are basically representing all the maps that we want to stream. We want to stream one connected to the others, representing a very large world which is streamed piece by piece. So we should use the capabilities, okay, the existing capabilities in the Unreal Engine. So I think we can remove it. Message handler and NetBase, those two, let's say, basically go away. So Unreal has its own client-server system. So, and I will show you a bit maybe today as well, because we will work on it to have messages sent from the client to the server. So I would say this one removed, this one removed. We get those two for free. The same on the server side. Right? We get these two. It's not exactly for free, because actually we have to create blueprint messages and some classes server side to actually manage the messages. But the NetBase for sure, the message handler, let's say partial. Okay, so here we will have to substitute it with our, let's say, custom let's call it custom structures. It actually will be ustruct representing a message, yes, which then get replicated back and forth between client and server to exchange information, similar to what we were doing before. Just the difference is that the network layer stays as stays in Unreal, and we don't have to use our custom code. So it means that a lot of the stuff that we have here, and I'm speaking to whoever will help me, so all of you obviously, under net, so all of this may basically go away. Okay, even if I think that this class in particular, which is messages.h, I already ported it somehow. I mean, I ported just one or two as an example, but we will still have to keep, let's say, these messages, you know, to exchange information. Now, Andrew, if you're still listening, let's say a message like this one, PS character detail message in Unreal, it looks beautifully like this. I will show you. If I go under blueprints, Friendship player controller, yes, it looks like this. So it's basically sending the information to the server, receiving it back. I get my target description. As a result, there is basically my message, okay, which is now a known structure to the editor, which is the message is made of name, gender, race, description, and an array of skills, which I can then break down with this thing that is created automatically for me, which is insane. It is created automatically, so cool. And then I can, I mean, here I'm just printing it out to see what it contains, right? But yeah, so this is our message. So the message to go is I need the description of this particular target, of this particular NPC, and what I'm getting back is is all the different variables already split inside this structure, right? At this point, if you think to what we were doing before, Andrew, I think you should cry, you know, say like, "This is so nice, this is so nice." I know, that is so nice. I mean, yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's good, you know, it's good. Now we have to test if this is fast enough, because all this blueprinting and meta language and everything for sure will be a bit slower, I think, than what we have done in our engine, right? I think that our engine is extremely optimized. Well, maybe extreme optimized, I would say no, but at least for the networking part, I would say yes, right? But it's way more optimized in terms of layers than this one. Now, this one is made by a professional company. I mean, a commercial company doing this for many years. I mean, they started, as you remember, with Unreal Tournament, and before that, other stuff. So they really know what they are doing, and they did it through the years. So I'm expecting this to be fairly performant. I'm still a bit scared of the fact that Unreal is sometimes used only for FPS. Right? So 10 people versus 10 people in one single level. The level can be big, but it's not really an MMO. Why? What we need a server with 1,500 NPC running at the same time. Right? And okay, we will see if it breaks. We will see if it breaks. We will reach that point soon, and we will see if it breaks. Okay, was what I was saying? Ah, yes, we were on our map. I think this map is pretty cool because is summarizing a bit all of the concept that I wanted to tell you, at least as what we are doing, right? So, what else we can change? Well, there are a lot of all these managers, like the spawn manager, progression manager. All these managers, I think we should keep. I mean, the server side, we are trying to keep as much as we can as it is, right? We really want to change as little as possible of this. Where can I do my smiley faces in green? Because I have to do this. Okay. The server part is basically kept as it is. It's not true, but let's say to simplify, let's say like this. Okay, so let's say we have a lot of reusability, In fact, if you go in the new code now that I ported to Unreal, you will already see, for example, there is a spawn manager, or there is a cache manager, right? Or there is a creation manager. Those managers are there already. So I ported them. The code is similar, not identical, but it's similar. You can find yourself. Let's say you can find yourself between the old and the new. Hey, we have new people watching. 11 people watching. So if you want to drop an hello in the chat, I will be happy about it. So I know that you are here. Like this. To chat, you have to create a Google account. I'm sorry for that, but there's no other way around. So you need to create a Google account, then log in with your Google account and chat. So yeah, you should just do it. Just do it so you can participate to the chat, so we keep it interactive, right? It's not just me speaking all the time. On the client side, I would say we get a lot for free. So our code, let's say if you look at our code is going to be extremely red. So we have to destroy a lot, be able to trash a lot of what we got. But on the positive side, we get a lot of stuff for free from Unreal, and we get some amazing stuff that we never had, right? So we get like all the new lighting, all the new reflections, I cannot even start to list those, right? All the trees, there's so much that I cannot, right? So you can just Google any Unreal demo and right, and you see the level of detail that we could get, right? 2017 features. Yeah. Photorealistic lighting and post-processing. Look at this character. Wait. You just skipped it. Why skip it? It was so nice. Stay here. Why stays just 1 second? Stop there. Okay. So, obviously we will not have characters like this, I guess, at least at the beginning, because we need a lot of artists but the point is that if we increase the poly count of our characters a bit, if we start to use better the materials, and if we maybe start to use some of the new new capabilities for hairs and things like that, I think we could really do a lot. And now we are not more bound to the poly count like we were before. Okay, so our poly count has been pretty low, right? Due to the engine being a bit limited, but also being the fact that the game was developed 15 years ago or 10 years ago, you know. So and so we were using the standard of that time. Now, yeah, on landscape, I think it's pretty insane what they can do. Now it sounds a bit like a salesman for Unreal, but being free, I mean, who cares? Obviously, these characters, I mean, the point is that I think these characters, like this lady, which is very nice. I mean, you can use, but maybe you cannot use in an MMO when you have like 500 characters, or I don't know, maybe not 500, but 100 characters on screen, fighting large monster, you know, all together, right? So at least you cannot keep this level of detail. You have to scale in level of detail, and for us, creating very different level of details may be a bit too much, you know, a bit too time consuming, because we don't really have let's say a full pipeline of artists, maybe intermediate artists. So that's yeah. Yes, this automatic load generation, we should, exactly what I was saying, maybe there is a way to do it automatically. We'll have to see. Post processing particles, I don't know if you will have girls, but we try to have girls as well. Yeah, effects, physics. So for example, one thing that we get nearly for free, this is Fortnite, by the way. So one thing that we get basically for free is clothing, right? Clothing. Unfortunately, this video is more let's say showing graphics than showing features. But well, replay system, for example, for us would be pretty cool, because we could create cinematics, you know, based on something that we play, and then we create the scene, we capture and we create a cinematic about it, and then we can play it as a kind of a cutscene in the game. Clothing, I don't know if it shows clothing too much here, but here I think at this point we don't care too much. But the blueprint visual scripting, yes, is something that we like, and whatever, right? And a lot of other stuff. Yeah, but cloth I think is pretty powerful. We can just apply it, and we can. Why there is no clothing example? But anyway, you know what it is, right? You know what it is. I mean, everyone here probably know what it is. Cloth physics. What is this? Yeah, just this guy is explaining you how it works. We don't care about yeah. So like this character as a skirt, whatever, and it's made of all these nice points. You can describe how these points are made. You can do it directly on the editor, and what is the strength, I mean, which is the part they should bend, you know, and how we should bend. Then you assign the physics. We just go forward because we don't care about the process to make it. Let's see if there is just the final result. Can I get the final result? Maybe not. But anyway, yes, you see, and this thing is moving to the wind. He added a kind of a wind source. So in addition to move, you can also move based on external force, right? Then you see it's not perfect. Like when she turned around, there was a part of the cloth which was inside the leg. So still not perfect, but I think they are. So things like this we basically get for free, right? So there is the big smile here. There is the big smile here. We have a lot to gain on the client side. On the server side, I think if we can keep reasonably the same the server code, I think we should be fine. We should be fine. I will show you a bit later what we did. Okay. Yeah, I think this is pretty much what I wanted to tell you as a kind of an introduction of what we are doing, right? Yes. I don't know if there was something else important in that intro to PlaneShift, but I think I told you basically everything this document has, or most of it. Yeah. Okay. Good. Questions? Do you like it? I mean, was it useful for you to understand what a bit more of what is the current engine and what we have to do? Type yes if it's yes. Type no if it's no. Okay, I guess you didn't make a Google account. Huh? Okay, but okay. So this is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing. Andrew is still there because there are a few things that I wanted to show you. I don't know if you're still there. Let me ping you and see if you see this message. No, you're not here anymore. Huh? No, you're not here anymore. Ah, you are. Okay, why I cannot? Craig, I found it now. Ah, you are. You are. Yes, because you are in crazy time zone, right? So you are at work. I understand. Um, okay, so maybe it's not the best time for you to listen to this, but yes, what I wanted to show you is that I already ported quite a bit, really. What we have in the when you see a white background like this is the old PlaneShift code. When you see a black background like this is the Unreal Engine PlaneShift code, and yeah, I think that if you look at this, you will find yourself, because there are many things that I ported exactly as they are. I mean, I kept this exactly the same naming convention for all the files, exactly the same code logic. I just changed the basic types. So, for example, before when you were saying CS string, now you see F string. When you were saying CS vector 3, now you see F vector. But basically, the logic is the same. The code logic is exactly the same. Or I mean, it cannot be identical everywhere, but let's say it's very similar. Okay, so you will find yourself. So which kind of manager we ported up to now? We ported the cache manager, the creation manager, invite manager, message manager, question manager, spawn manager, and user manager. These are all the managers that we ported. Now, are they fully working? Absolutely not. They are just compiling, and they're compiling with the code states pretty much as it was, right? Most likely there are small bugs or problems, or still some incompatibilities. For example, the old code is relying a lot on the client. So on the message on the what we call here the what is it the message handler and the net base. So a lot of code here still relies on this thing, and so we have to change most of that code to be compliant with Unreal, right? So that's the tough part. That's the tough part. Okay, so enough of an introduction. If you want to, if anyone asks you what are these guys doing, I think we should point them, or you should point them to this first 45 minutes or 50 minutes of this video. I think will be pretty cool. I think we have a way to explain them what we are doing. This is Unreal Engine live streaming number 7. Yes. Okay, so from now on we try to do something. Okay, so we try to so we go in another mode. So if you're just listening for the sake of understanding what we are doing, from now on it will be much harder for you to stay on. But if you want to stay on, that would be very nice. If you want to continue to listen, it would be very nice. Yes, so let's try to continue some work, because at the end we want to see this game in Unreal Engine, right? This is what we want to have. We want to have Planeshift in Unreal Engine. That is our objective. So how many lines of code are we missing? I don't know, about 300,000 maybe. 300,000 a lot? Well, yes. Are we very discouraged about it? Well, no. So I think it's fine. Okay, I will show you where we left the other day, which was actually yesterday, because I was streaming also. Yeah, I streamed basically every single day in the last week. So the point where we are is that let me launch client and server and show you. I always get a bit confused by these multiple windows, but let me launch the server, let me launch the client, and I will show you where we are. Okay. One thing that I noticed is that if you keep the editor open while you launch all this stuff, sometimes it gets a bit funny, because it tries to read changes, but I need to save any changes, because it tries to create hot reloads on the fly. So there is our login window, account window. Let's say I've just logged in to the previous screen, and I can select one character, this character or this character. And by the way, Ravna, I need you very soon, like in a few minutes, because there is a piece of code that I think you can really help me to speed up. I mean, if I do it, it will take me much more. So I have to ask you a few questions if you're still there. So I select my character, I go and play, I enter my, oh my god, I didn't change the fountain. Yeah, sorry, we had a problem with the fountain volume yesterday, the other day, and I changed it, but then I decided to revert the changes, so we still have the fountain now, which is an insanely loud level. So if I go close to the NPC, you will not hear my voice anymore. Okay. So, but basically what I will do, and there's no way to mute it though. So, at least for now. What I will do, I will walk close to that lady, and a menu will pop up, right? And this menu is basically the interaction menu with the NPC, which is similar to the previous one that we had. Then there are a few buttons like the talk, like the eye icon and the attack. At the moment the talk is actually kind of working, so if I click on the talk, it goes to the server and gets back with an answer. It's still not reading the proper answer, okay, but this was not the purpose, so I think we are fine with that. If I click on the eye icon, it crashes at the moment, because there is a problem we have to solve tonight. I hope we can fix it tonight. Let me do this. It crashed. Okay, so yeah, so the server crashed. As soon as I clicked on the eye icon, the server crashed. Now the client will start to realize soon that the server is no more there, and when he realizes the server is no more there, will time out, like now, and it goes to the login screen, right? Now, Ravna, you there? Yes, I called you. You cannot hear me very well in YouTube? Okay, the sound is low. Okay. Yes, I absolutely need to ask you. So I think we should develop this together quickly. But I think if you listen to me, it's a bit easier. Can you hear me now? Yes, I called you out because I will show you. So, how do I explain it to you simply? So, if I launch the editor, now let me do it differently. Okay, we are loading. Can you hear me? Okay, by the way, just to I can hear somewhat, but okay, old headphones. Okay. Let's see if you can. I will try to speak a bit louder, maybe. But so buy new headphones. So what is the point? The point is that when the server starts, okay, when the server starts, we are going through the loading of all the NPCs, right? And this actually works. At least I do it only for one NPC, which is this lady, the Dermorian lady that you see in game, which is okay, is inside the ground, but that's not a problem. It is done inside PlaneShift character loader, right? Which is executed through reload live, repopulate live, I think. But anyway, there is something when the server starts, it just loads all the NPCs. Okay, that thing is calling this function. This function is actually calling spawn actor, right? Spawn actor, which is very important because it's the one that actually adds the NPC to the game, and it gets replicated immediately client and server. And this spawn actor, as you see, is a PS character, right? And I think you are familiar with our objects list, right? I think you should be. So we do this, and we cast it to PS character, and then after we have our PS character, which is chart data, we start to load into it all the information, right? All the information like names, stats, skills, mana, HP, whatever. No? So we load everything into this NPC because it's an APS character that we can load all our stuff. Okay? Are you with me? Say yes if you're with me. Are you with me up to here or not? Sorry, I'm typing in a PlaneShift chat. I'm not typing in this chat because okay, you got it so far? Okay, nice. So okay, and this works, right? So our character, our lady, our Dermorian lady has all the data that comes from the database, right? Fine. Now our character, our own character, the one associated to the player, does not have it, and it is a problem, obviously, for obvious reasons. There is a problem. So at the moment when we are spawning the character, let me go to the UI. I think it was in the UI somewhere. Character select. But this is something that you did, so I think it's better if you edit this, right? So I added these things. I added these messages. So when we are inside when we click on play, so we select our character and click on play, you do exactly the same thing. So you call a server function, which is the server request character, which is requesting the server to spawn the player into the game, right? And then you remove the podium character. Okay, that's fine. The problem is that you spawn this player pawn, but you are not loading any actual data from the database. You are just loading the character as it is, so it's just an empty 3D model, right? So what we should do here, and I added this fix me thing, here we should ask the server to load information on the character based on the data on database like skill inventory, as we do in the PS character loader that I just shown you before, right? So we should, when we load in the player, also loading the data, right? So that is not done yet. So I was because maybe when you stopped developing, or anyway, when you stopped your work some months ago, I think there was not yet very clear the distinction between those. I mean, we were still, but now let's say we have this thing that I don't know if you have seen already, but I was explaining it the other day on stream, and is the way our classes are organized, right? So we have yes, actually I think I should do this because I want to type it fully. There is APS character, okay. Well, maybe it was fitting here as well. Yes. So that is our current structure, right? So we have the Unreal character. We have derived from it our APS character, which is a C++ class. But this is already implemented, and this already works. This already works. This is already how it works. By the way, it would be much easier if you could type into the YouTube thingy instead of speaking to me in another channel, so people get very confused. They think I'm speaking by myself. Can you log in the YouTube thingy, or is it too complex to make a Google account? I don't know. You don't want to create many accounts, huh? That's the reason. But anyway, so we have an APS character. Actually, this class exists, okay, now in the code. If I go here under PS character, instead of being our old and nice PS character class, this one now is derived from, what is it? Body manager. Maybe I could just do this and this and this. Wow, there's so much code into this thing. Okay, you see? So APS character is already deriving from a character, right? Which is the Unreal class. So it is already as it is, and it is exactly our PlanShift class. Okay, so it has exactly the same things: money, bank money, set money, get money, whatever. No, get guilds, set guilds. I mean, all these methods are exactly the same, right? Exactly the same, and they are ported. So they compile, right? And they work properly. Now, some of this we may change to Unreal properties later on, automatically replicated. So we'll just remove the variable from here, add it to the editor, and okay, but that I want to do later. I don't want to do now, because otherwise we start to do changes in two places, right? Hey Mordan, welcome. So yeah, just make a YouTube account. It takes 1 second. I think you will interact in the future with this stream. So my plan is to continue streaming. So I think I need you on the chat to keep things alive. So please do it. Please make a YouTube account. But anyway, maybe not now. Okay, you can do that. So what I was saying. Yes, so this is already ported. So the APS character class we have, right? We have, and then this class is the father class of our PS character blueprint, right? Which is actually here. Our PS character blueprint, this one, right? Which is the one that should contain every blueprint function that is shared between all the characters. So we have special rules of jumping, should be here. If we have special rule of putting on a specific armor, should be here. If we have etc., right? And then we have the last level of the structure, which is the specific model, right? The specific character model, which is, for example, our Dermorian, our Kren, and so on. That is derived from our blueprint, right? Character blueprint. And so if you go here and go under character, you will see that the Dermorian F, okay, there is Dermorian F. Where is it? I don't know if it's here. No, it's here. It's under blueprints. There is a Morin F blueprint, which is derived from the Planeshift character blueprint. So when I open it up, for example, if I open this lady up, yeah, there is still a lot of stuff that should be moved, like put on robe. All this stuff should be moved to the Planeshift character blueprint, okay, which is the generic one for all the characters. But for example, in the viewport, you see that the capsule component, the capsule component is inherited, the interactive trigger is inherited, the interact UI is inherited. So all these characters will have automatically, for example, the interact UI that I just show you, right? Where you can click on the view icon, attack, talk, and things like that, right? Because why they are inherited? Because they are inherited from this piece, right? From the blueprint, PS character blueprint. Okay, are you with me for now? I think this was the most important part for you to listen. Yes, Andrew is at work, so I think we'll not be really able to interact much more than, but yeah. He's there. I was surprised when I saw his name. I saw someone being funny and creating an account, trying to impersonate him, you know. But no, it was really him. So it was pretty funny. So you still with me, Ravna, up to now? You can see how it works. Okay, great. You can see how that works. Okay, good. So now the thing we have to do is just to ensure that we load, right? And this is what I want to solve tonight if I can, even if I spend a lot of time talking, so maybe but I will try. So I think that here, when we request the server character, right, and we are creating the character, which is actually this function which resides server side inside, I don't know, where is this pregame helper. Okay, you created a pregame helper. I don't know exactly if we need it this way, but it's fine. I think it's just a class that is helping to load things, right? This pregame helper. You have here the spawn of the actor, right? That is your class. I think you wrote this code, right? Which is a server implementation of request character, which is basically loading in and spawning in the actor. The problem is that at this point, after this point, yeah, it's just a 3D model, right? It doesn't have any. So the first thing I think we should do, first of all, is to ensure that it is not a character, but it should be a APS character, because this is one we want to have. I think you are you getting, yeah, but for sure it's correct, because we are getting the race, right, which is the blueprint, right? Find character class, gender name. What is this race? Is a blueprint? Is a U class? You do it differently from what I do. Find character class. Character list item, get character. So yeah, you do it a bit differently for what I do. I show you my code. My code is doing it differently. I have basically a blueprint. I don't think I have a U class. But let me see. Under spawn manager. No, it's not spawn manager. It's Planeshift character loader. Under the character loader, which is inside of here, right? I have this my character blueprint class, which for now unfortunately is hard coded. I would change that, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to do a test and have one character show up, which is the Dermorian. So this my character blueprint is actually the APS character, right? How do I find it out? Don't remember where I said this, but I think for now I do it in the initialization of the class. Let me check. Yes, when I create a character loader the first time, and this will have to be changed. What I do, I search this game blueprint, the modern character C, blah blah blah, load no 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 no, and this is returning. I'm casting it to APS character as well, and it's basically returning a pointer of this blueprint as an APS character, and this is what I give to the spawn thingy, to the spawn actor, right? Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it, and they're already using the new code. Correct. So they are already using the APS character. So I can cast that blueprint to. So you think? So what you are saying is that if in this pre-game helper I actually do a cast to APS character, it should already be okay. Is what you're saying. So instead of a character, I cast it to APS character, it should already be okay. And then what we can do, transformation, need to spawn, get transformation is temporary, need to store, blah blah blah. So I'm just adding some comments. Spawn the player actor in the game, right? Because the spawn is actually spawning. Then here unpossess and possess, I have no idea what it does. I guess you are just assigning the player controller. Okay. So you are assigning. So assign the player actor to the current player controller. So basically you can move. So you can move the. So the player can move. So the player can move the character. It's possessing it, right? This is what you do here, and then you destroy the old pawn. Okay, and it's fine. But here I think we can do it here. I don't know if it's the best place to do it here, but I think we should do it here. Why not? Here we should load the character data, right? Similarly to what if you change, we are using Visual Studio Community 2015, I think, which is the one that is suggested by Unreal. At least it was suggested by Unreal in the version that we are using, which is 4.16. So we are using 2015. Hey Tua, nice to see you as well. You wishing you had more time? Yeah, no, but we are doing a bit of a crunch time here, so I decided to stream to motivate myself to work on Unreal regularly, right? And so I will have people judging me, people on the other side of the screen saying, "Oh, fuck, this guy is not really progressing." So maybe this motivates me a bit. Or I will have people supporting, saying, "Go, go, go! You have to do it! You have to do it!" Right? So that's the idea. And yes, and I think I have to do it because one thing that I saw is that the old plan shift is really losing players pretty constantly now. Well, it's already losing players since a long time, but let's say now even more. And I think if we don't do the switch, it will just be an empty world, which will be heartbreaking for me. So no, I mean, but I think we have to do it. We have to do the switch. We have to try at least to do the switch. Okay, we still don't have 100% success chance, right? So we have to see if we can do it. But I think if I do enough of the base, that if something works, I think that more people may then chime in. And, Yes, motivation is important. So uh, right, so I think we should do it here, right? Because I don't know. I think at this point, I have to understand if I want to call character loader. I mean the same way we do for the NPCs, or if you want to use another function. So I don't remember how in the old PlanShift code, how do we do it? Are we using the same PS character loader, or are we going through another loading mechanism? Let me just check. Is there a load something? Is there a load result? I think it's this one, huh? It's empty. Ah, it's empty because it is the H file. Pick definition, load. I think it's this one. APS character load, body manager initialize, case manager initialize, get account ID. Let me see. Get race by ID, cache manager, get race info, set description, set also description, set character key. Where does this start though? It start with a, we need to have a result row. So it is reading the database for this particular character. Then what does it do? We set all the different descriptions, set the live description, execution management, master, bam, 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 bam. HP result. Check the row is null, check our master. Get HP, check the. It seems a different piece of code though. It's doing a lot of stuff here. Loading the skills. APS character load skills. Recalculate. So maybe it's the same code that is called from the. Wait. Yes, I think I'm fooling myself. I think that the NPC loader is probably calling this piece, right? PS character loader, load all PS character data. Yeah, I'm fooling myself. Sorry. For sure it is. Load. Yes. He's calling the load that we were just looking at now. Right? He's using the load. We're just looking at it now. So with this, I think we should play at least one PlanShift song to celebrate the fact that we realized something important. And I think we will play. What do you want to play? Someone in the chat want to select one of this. No, select any of this, which is not the PlanShift team, because the PlanShift team we played already. Select. I want the chat to select something. The people in the chat to select something. Wait. Give me. I will give you the picture. What is it? Not the front, the back. Okay. Select one of these tracks. Which track you want? Not the PlanShift team. That one, which is the 24. Okay. Which one you want? Which one you want, people? I'm checking you, you know. I'm checking if you are listening or if you're just sleeping. You're just leaving the stream up. You say, oh, so he sees there is people and he's continuously working, you know. He sees there is people and so he works. So let's leave the stream up and let's go away. I'm freaking checking you. So I want someone to type one song in the chat. Otherwise I will stop working. 18, eh? Arena Gates. It's only 1 minute, but I think it's cool. Only you answered, huh? Okay. So one. So Arena Gates. Arena Gates going 1, going 2, going 3. Okay. Tavern. 11. Now we are 1 to 1. I think you came a bit late, Morten. Though I think we will go for the arena gates. Arena gates. This is the author, by the way. Dana Oaks Yanda. Playing this, huh? And we discovered that the load function is the same between the NPC and the player. Isn't this amazing? With the music in the background, I think it's very cool. And we discovered that the class is the same. Is the same load function, my friends. We can reuse the same code. It's a pretty cool piece. It's only 1 minute and 16, but it's a pretty cool piece. It's very inspiring. Okay, you had your chance to request a song. Congratulations, Venlan. You win another hour of streaming. Okay. Okay. So at this point, what do we do, boys? At this point we have, yeah, so we can, Ravna, going back to our discussion, so we can just call this function, but what we need, what is this thing getting? It's getting NPCs. Is getting a result row that he got somewhere, I don't know where. Here, it did a select from characters where blah blah blah. Should we do just a selector? I don't know, I'm a bit scared, I mean not scared, but I'm a bit cautious about doing database queries here and there, you know. So I think we should centralize them somewhere, otherwise we will find ourselves with but basically here we could just do select from characters where whatever, where character ID equal, right? Where ID equal our thingy, get these results back, and then just pass that in to the load function, which will just pump up the data inside our character, and that's it. And we win. Should we do this? Ravna, should we do this? I think we should. Or do you have another better idea? I mean, my idea would be to run the query. So take a query like this. It's not exactly like this, but similarly. Putting it inside your pregame helper. Saying result chart data something. Maybe chart data is already... okay, chart data res. Chart data result. Doing our select from character where ID equal to our ID, okay, and then we will see here how to put it, which will be taken from, I hope we have an ID, we should have an ID, character ID, and it is, okay, and then just load the data. And then just load. So in our character, which is our spawned character, we can just at this point do load, right? Load, and we just pass in the result of this. No, man, I implemented quite a bit. Cache manager is there. Cache manager is there, my friends. I ported it fully. Spells, no, but I can show you when I click on the eye, the lady has all the skills loaded properly, and all the stats and the name and the jobs and the everything. So that side is done. So I think if we do it, if you use the same load, you will see that also this character will get loaded. This function is not crashing. This function is properly loading the data on the NPC side. So I think that you can do it also for the player. I did something while you were away. So yeah, so that now the only point I have here is that we should check if it's valid. If not valid, failure to load. Okay, I think we should do something similarly here. Yes, it should work identically. I think it should absolutely work identically. So here we check just the validity. If it's valid, if it's not valid, we throw an error and we say hello, fail to load player character data. Well, in sector we don't care. Error blah blah blah. DB last data sector we don't care. This I think we can just remove. Yeah, we have a lot of sector code that we should, and if it does not work, this is null. We should just return. Okay. So check if we get a valid result from the database. How do we pass a parameter here in the query? Let me check if we have it anywhere else. SQL wrapper query open documents. Give me another query that you pass parameter. Just like this. Pretty cool. Okay, so just like a printf, huh? Very nice. Very nice. So we just do it like this. We say percentage %u, and then we do comma whatever. Yes, one thing I would like to do, by the way, someone was just asking about that on the forum. Have you thought about setting up a Planeshift Discord voice and text chat? Might be good. I have it already. Do you want to join there? I have it already. I just don't know how it will work if I launch it together with the stream. But I created a few weeks ago a Discord channel with our logo and everything, and I'm there with name Talad, and yeah, and we could chat there. So do you think a disc? So, but then we will have IRC chat, YouTube chat, Discord chat. So what the hell? No, wouldn't it be a bit too much? I mean, are you thinking to it? Say, are you thinking to it as a complement to the streaming? To the streaming initiative, like when I stream, I also launch Discord and we can chat, or you are thinking it as a permanent, you know, as something that we use generally to develop and go there and type things, and so we get rid of IRC. Because I mean, if we do that, we basically get rid of IRC somehow, you know. So, like the developer channel becomes Discord. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to anything. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, we can just don't want to have information in 20 places. So what do we need here? We need the character ID, right? We need the character ID to be passed on, to be passed in. The problem is that we missed the database here. We don't have the database in the pregame helper. Is this pregame helper server side? Yes, it is server side. Okay, that's fine. We don't have the DB. We don't have the DB because I don't remember how we declared the DB, but I think it's just a global variable that we can access from anywhere, right? Use SQL wrapper DB. So as long as we have included psunreal.h, we should be able to access it, right? Right? Basically, declares that the B global value will be used to access database, no some construction. Ah, no, okay, I think it's fine, but it doesn't like my int32. Why doesn't like my int32? He wants it converted to D. What does he want? It doesn't like my int32. What does he want, boys? Tell me! Tell me now! You have in the database a pregame helper. You have, Stella, you have the database in the pregame helper. You just use SQL planning query. Ah, okay. Yes, we have it above here. You are right. We have another place here where we use it, right? We have SQL wrapper. Oh my god, you do all of this? Holy shit. This is what I should do. I was just getting DB and I was just using DB, you know? No, but sorry. Wait. If I have DB as a global variable because we thought that we could use DB everywhere and anywhere, so I just have my DB. So if I do like this, you know, if I do like this, it already works. I don't need any. If you would speak in the YouTube chat, it would be so much easier. The Discord and the forums would replace the IRC. Yes, I think so. I think it would be a good idea. We can test it a bit. The stream is mostly for you and the team. Discord can be more for the players. Okay, I think makes sense. I think I can create a Discord. Yes, I think we can. I will try. I will try it a bit. Okay, so I will just test it a bit and see how it goes. But I already created a channel and server and everything. So, and then we can start to use it. I think Discord is pretty cool. I mean, these guys did amazing stuff with Discord. They really did a great program, and I mean, it's the new version of kind of TeamSpeak with the difference that you have automatic server creation for free, so you can really do a lot of stuff there. Doesn't have probably all the scripting capability that you have in IRC, so like joining multiple channels automatically. I don't know, whatever, but I think is yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The only drawback of that, I think that you will see me like all the time whenever I'm connected, whenever I'm playing a game, you will see me playing that game. You will maybe see some information about me, but not that I really care actually. I think it's fine. I just have to test which kind of information is giving out, you know, about whoever is connected. Then it might be that that thing can also be made more private. I don't know. Not that I have a big problem, you know, with me what I'm doing, but just to understand if maybe someone else will be, you know, doesn't like it, or I mean, what is the benefits and the cons? So Ravna, what I was saying is that if I just do db this, it just works, right? So why I need all this SQL thingy, mingy bingy, right? It is just my DB, it's working pretty fine. The only problem is that I have to pass here a parameter, and it doesn't like my character ID because it's int32 and it doesn't digest int32. It's saying no instant construction, maximum list int32, you know. So why? Can you tell me why? And on this why we play Battle in the Arena while we are searching the solution. searching the solution, my friends. Will we find it? Will we find it? Yeah, I agree with you that it should be a voice. Just pausing the music a second. I know, Ravna, that maybe the global virus should be avoided. Maybe we can rethink that. I think you are right, but yeah. I mean, we can rethink that. I did it just because I wanted the code to be a bit more slick, you know, and not having to do all those casts and things in one line every time I need a DB. And by the way, I did it. I did it also for a bunch of other stuff. So basically, all the managers we should be globally available to any class. They are all global. So you have the DB, the dictionary, the cache manager, the PS server, the mass script engine, character loader, response manager, blah blah. All of this you have available anytime, server side. Is it good? I mean, it's not maybe the best design, you know, the best stylish design. I agree with you, but is it handy? Yes, very handy. So we have to understand if we want to limit it only to the managers, maybe it would be enough, but we'll have maybe 2 or 3 more, and then that's it. I mean, that's the full list, right? Or if you want to do it differently, like you said, maybe with more elegant code. Okay, we were on a quest, boys. We were on a quest. This is our quest music. Can we do it? We are searching a similar function that is taking an int32 and see how the hell is converting it. Here is my code. There is an ID. I think I found it. I just need this IntelliSense to freaking work. We can do it. IntelliSense is low. Hello, IntelliSense? I want to see what this variable is. Okay, I can just scroll up, huh? It would be nicer if I can tell me, but okay. ID, we don't know because ID is somewhere else. We have to wait IntelliSense 50 seconds. IntelliSense is so slow, man, with Unreal. It's loading a million classes. Okay, just an int. So he likes int but doesn't like int32. I mean, come on. Okay, it's fine. So if we cast it to an int, it will work. No, it doesn't. Oh my god, why it doesn't? Because we have D. Sorry, it isn't the same as the other one that I found. DB query blah blah blah. Oh fuck, I think I fucked up. I fucked up the parentheses, boys. I fucked up parentheses. I fucked up this. Oh my god, it was so simple. It was so simple. Oh, we did it, huh? We did it within the ending of the arena music, so pretty good. So we load. Okay, so back to seriousness. We load the character data with. So we search this. If it's invalid, we give a message. We return. Then we go here in our spawn character and we load. Loading in what? The character result. Let me just check here in the character loader. How do we get the first row? We can just do result 0. Yeah, it's exactly the same. We can just do our results, our character data result 0, right? Oh my god, so nice. Boom. Do you think it will work? Do you think it will work? Do you believe? Maybe it does. Hey, we have 9 people watching. I'm very happy that we have 9 people watching. Thank you. I understand that watching C++ code is not the most exciting thing in the world, you know. But I appreciate you are here with me. I think we can do this. I think we can. Just a matter of few more hours of work, and then we will have it. And then we will have it. Okay, so no, I think that for this piece actually is basically done if it works. Okay, let's try to launch the server. See what happens when we do this, and let's put just a nice breakpoint. We launch the server. We close the editor because we don't want this to be. Do we want to save? We don't want to save. We were just messing around with the UI. We can close this. We can. What can we do? What can we do? Yeah, we can just launch the server in debug mode. You want to launch it? Yes. Then we launch the client at the same time. Server is running. Client is running. We just have the problem of the fountain sound. Can I turn off the sound somehow of that freaking fountain? Because when I'm close to the fountain, you don't hear me anymore. You just hear this roaring noise of Niagara Falls. Maybe the server is not up yet. The server is not up yet. Ah, it's not compiling. Why is it not compiling? Really? Okay, I was too eager, huh? I was like, hey, we did it. But actually, there was an error somewhere. Okay, let's see. Let's compile this. Cannot open. Well, cannot open. Thank you, because it's yeah. Okay. I mean, you cannot build the server while you have the client running because they share so much. They are basically the same thing. The funny thing of Unreal at the beginning was that when I was looking at the code and I was like, what is the server side? What is the client side? And I was going to the forums and to the IRC, and the people were saying there is no client and server. It's the same thing. And I was saying, what the fuck? I'm making an MMO. It cannot be the same thing. I mean, it cannot be the client and server are one single thing. And they were looking at me like if it was an alien. You know, they was like, why not? It's exactly the same. Client and server are running together. And I was saying, no, it's impossible. They cannot run together. And at the end, I understood that yes, for simple games, like if you make an arcade game, yes, you basically launch the game, and you have like a hidden server, you know, that runs within the game, that manages everything. Right? You don't even know it, and so people that are developing like those kind of games, they don't even understand that they have to stay separate. So they were like, are you coming from the 1990s and willing to have a client server thing? We don't do this anymore. So, okay. Thank you, Venlon. I'm trying my best. So I want to keep viewers, you know. I have the streamer addiction, you know. When you see that there is one viewer more, you go like, yes, I have one viewer more. So I have that kind of thing that is kicking into my blood. So I have kind of the streamer addiction. Like now we are 10, means that at least another guy joined. So whoever joined, welcome. If you can resist for next 2 minutes, that would be very good. Because there is a lot of very hard C++ code going on here. Well, let's see. So okay, we built successfully. We launched the server, and we see if our character is actually working properly. We launch also the client. The client, we don't launch it in debug mode. We launch it normally. If you're listening to the stream and you didn't say hi in the chat yet, please do. I would like to know who you are, or anyway, I just would like to see that you are there and say hello to you and things like this. I mean, I don't want to know who you are, but I want to know that you are there. Okay, so that's the point. And we have 11 watching now. One more. Welcome, 11 people, whoever you are. Immediately run away. When I said 11 people, it just ran away. It just ran away. Couldn't stay. So we load our cran. Okay, so here we are doing the thing. Careful, because here we are doing the thing. So we clicked on play. The pre-helper is kicking in. We are spawning our character. Unfortunately, our client will time out unless we are super quick, but we are not, because we have to debug this. It's coming here. Let me check if our data from the database is loaded properly. Can I see it? Is it loaded properly? I cannot see it this way, boys. I need a... Okay, let's go into this. And then I think we will be able to see it. Potentially. No, this is just a row, so we cannot see it yet like this. Row field count, current handle, fields data. No, we cannot see it. 61 fields is what it's saying. Data, no, okay. Now we cannot see it like this, but we can go next. We can go F11 again. We can enter into the load. Okay, now we have our row. I think we can see this, right? Let's say bam, fields data, name, table, value. Okay, this okay. He loaded something. Okay, he loaded something. Now we will get and check if the data he loaded is correct. So like the PID is 116. Pretty cool. Let's see if under character table we have our 116. Cross your finger, people. Wow, look at this. 116. Cranny Elir is exactly him. Oh, you have to go, huh? Hey, Riccardo. Welcome back. GG, huh? Do you think it's time for GG? Riccardo, tell me. Do you think it's time for GG or not? Considering we had this greatest founding that our character is the right one. Tell me. If you say it's GG time, we do GG time. If you don't say, we will not do it. Okay. So that is okay. Riccardo is watching since few days. He's very addicted to this channel, which is pretty cool. Account. So let me see if this data is coming through. Okay, yes, it's account 3. It's loading everything, boys. I think we have it. I think we have it. It's loading everything. It's loading the race, it's loading whatever it has to load, the attributes, the clan, the character, the description, the skills. Okay, let's assume it works. Okay, I'm not going to debug all of that. I assume it works. Press F5, very happy. The client went to the pub, so we have to bring him back home. The server will also realize that the client went to the pub, and so we launch the client again. We can do it, boys. It's always time for GG. Okay, so let's do this. We will have a GG in case this doesn't crash. Okay, so let's see. I log in, I have my character, I load my cranny, click on play, I skip this, and it works. Okay, so up to here, I mean, it's not a full GG, but I think it's at least a reasonable GG. Okay, so thanks to this, I think we will say, where is my GG? I lost my GG. No, 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 no. What happened? Oh my god, really? Oh, it is a very bad moment for our stream. Did I really lose my GG? I lost my GG, boys. Where is it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, I'm looking at the wrong browser. That's why. No, no, no. I'm looking at the right browser. There is a moment in history. We lost the GG. Let me check if I still have it. No. We have to search it again. But I will find it, I will find it, no problem. There it is. There it is. GG! Nice. Maybe a bit more of volume. GG! GG! Perfect. Okay, so up to here, sorry for the delay, but anyway, we got it. The only problem now is the super annoying fountain. And when we go there, I cannot speak anymore because it's super loud. But we try to stay on this side. We could also move the lady, by the way. We could move her. We could move her somewhere else, right? Oops. Why we need to have her close to the fountain? But basically, what I'm gonna do now, I'm going there. I'm clicking on the freaking eye icon, and the code that was not working yesterday. Now it should work, right? Now it should work. Let's see. Boom. Okay, it's running. It's running. It's doing something. It was crashing here yesterday. It was crashing in this code exactly here. We let it go. We let it go. F5. It worked perfectly, boys. It worked perfectly. Now, it should have printed out. It should have printed out something, right? What is the client? Should have printed out something. Because we had a print, right? Does it print it on the server or does it print it on the client? I should print it on the client. Please, do you see any print that makes sense? No. You print all this stuff, but I don't think it's this. So it didn't crash, which is a good point, but for some reason it didn't return. It didn't return the full text. In theory, I was expecting a pretty big text coming through. Which is this? We can go here and check what is the result of this, okay? Because this is our message containing all the data that we asked in the description box. So let's go there again in the Niagara Falls and try to say if we can. Boom. Okay, this is our message. No, why return empty? Oh my god. Okay. We have just a small problem, and the problem is that I forgot to remove the dummy return, right? So we are not returning nothing because since the code was crashing, I changed this. But you see, it should not be return null. It should be return this thing that I commented the other day. Hey, see you, Martin. Thanks for stopping by. So what? So we have our FPS character message final. Why doesn't like it? Because probably I changed it. I removed this also yesterday. Yeah, I removed also the constructor because I was playing with the code. Okay, so let's recompile it now. Let's see if he likes it. And now we can do a very simple UI, just a basic UI, you know, that is returning the data visually to us. And with this, we proved quite a bit. I mean, if this works, we proved quite a bit, and I will tell you later what we proved. But I think it's a pretty good, yeah, it's a pretty good step if this works. Meanwhile, it's compiling. We play Caves. Will it compile or not? Will it compile or not? Face your destiny. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't compile. Errors. Okay, FPS character message, no appropriate default constructor available. Okay. Don't I have the generated body, which is just giving me all the constructors I want? No. Cannot convert initializer list from there is an argument here it doesn't like. We have to check which one it is, but so we have name, which is an f string, because these are all f names. Should we, I mean, if I have an f string and I want to move it to an f name, can I do it? Because I think he's complaining about this. Short unsigned int. There is an int 8. Okay. Maybe that's the only. Maybe that's the issue, because maybe the f string to. Then we have. Then we have the race name, so the gender we have, the race name we have, the description, okay, I think it's messed up because the skills are before the description. So that's the problem. The skills are before the description, and we have the description of the character, creation info, and requester. Okay, then maybe that was the problem, not the unsigned int. Let's try to keep the unsigned int and see if he likes it or not. Just move the skills before. I want to see if there is a mismatch anyway. Seems he doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. He still doesn't like it, huh? He still doesn't like it. He still doesn't like it. Why? You think the f name, f string is a problem? I don't know if anyone in the chat is able to answer this, but I mean, what is the theory between f thing and f other thing? So if I have to convert, I mean, is f name if f string a subclass of f name? No, I don't think so. What is the difference actually? So f name I think is not editable. Yeah, Ravna, but I was speaking with a guy yesterday, which seems to know quite a bit of Unreal. That he said that whenever I can, I mean, in any place we can, we should use f name because it's much faster. is read-only. It's like a const, I don't know what to say, but it's like a const assigned one time. You cannot modify, and in the engine is much lighter. This is what he said. And so I started to use, at least for only one structure. I tested it with fname, and I said, okay, I mean, if he says it's good, why not? And I did it, right? And I did it like this. Obviously, if then now all our functions are using f string and we have to reconvert it again, then we start to be a bit stupid. But maybe there are some parts of the code where you are just assigning, you know, ones to a variable, and fname is lighter, right? Maybe we can just do this: Unreal Engine fname versus fstring, right? And see what they say. String versus text versus name. What is the difference? You may have your answer here. It gives an overview. Fname. When you have an exchange parameter dynamic, fname provides a very lightweight system for using strings, you see? Where the given string is stored only once in the data table, even if it's reused. Fname is case insensitive. Yeah, case insensitive is a bit of a problem to me though, because we have all our our things are case sensitive. Are immutable, it cannot be manipulated. See? Yes. I think we should use. I agree with you, Ravna. I'm sorry, Ravna is not typing on the YouTube channel, so it looks like I'm speaking to myself, but it's actually typing something, and then we can tell you what it's typing. So he's suggesting to use f strings because anyway f strings can be searched. Yeah, the problem I have is with case insensitive. I think what they do is they just capitalize. You know, they automatically capitalize the f names, like in the labels and things like this. Okay. So let's get rid of f name. Fuck f name. By the way, it starts with f. So fuck f name. F. So let's get rid of f name. That's it. We do it. We do it, boys. What is a good song for getting rid of f name? I think Battle in the Arena is the best one. We go and destroy these freaking f names. Go find the freaking f names. Where are they? I know where are they, because they are in the messages.h that I created yesterday. Messages.h. Where are you? I know you are here somewhere. There it is. Aha, F name, look at those. Look at this. You know what we do? We do substitute. F name with F string in current documents everywhere. Boom. 13 dead. Freaking kill them all. Okay, let's try to recompile and see if he likes it more. I think he will. We finish the fight against the evil F names. 13 laying on the ground. Their soul will be remembered. Let's see if it compiles. Let's see if it compiles. fountain. Yeah, we have to change this fountain. I will change it again and save it and commit because it's too loud. Ravna, I was thinking one thing. For spawning the NPCs, we have a pretty big issue with coordinate systems. The reason is no appropriate default constructor. What do you want? I mean, why this guy is complaining on me? He's saying no appropriate default constructor. I mean, I have my generated body, I have my constructor. Does he also want an empty constructor? I mean, it takes me 1 millisecond to make. I'm just saying, what is the value of this? I mean, okay. Do you like it more now? I think now we will say that this constructor is conflicting with a constructor that is created by generated body. I'm already expecting that. It's like I don't care about that, but I don't like it. Let's see. Venom, if it doesn't compile, I think it's because we may. I mean, I may have left over some pieces or something. So you should paste bin the log, the compile log, and give it to me, and I think I can tell you what's wrong. Okay. And by the way, you can also compile from the editor. From the editor, there is a compile button. Are you doing it from Visual Studio or are you doing it from the editor? Because it's different. And we have 9 people watching. Hello, 9 people. Usually after I say this, at least one dies. Still 9, huh? Still 9. Pretty good. If you want to type something in the chat, will be fun. So we keep it interactive. The new people that joined, you have to create a Google account though. You have to create a Google account and then log in, and then you will be able to chat. Cannot convert initializer. It doesn't like it at all. It liked my empty constructor, but it's still complaining about something. Cannot convert from initializer list to FPS character details message. Okay, what you don't like, boy? So we have now fname, as long as IntelliSense will react. You're trying to load the editor from the uproject link, which tells me it needs to recompile, which phase, the same error I keep getting last time I tried to load the U sources. Okay, the first thing you have to do, okay, wait a second. The first thing you have to do is to go to your PS Unreal, select the U project, right click, and select generate Visual Studio project files. Okay, this you have to do. If you don't do this, it's GG. So you have to do that. Tell me if you then after this you should compile. You do that. So let me check this class. String name, gender. Was a uint 8 bucket. Gender, race name. Skills is TRA of network detail skill, exactly the same. Description of C. So I'm a bit lost. Creation info and requestor. So what is the problem? Do you see any problem? Name, we're missing gender though, yeah. Why we're missing gender? Why we still have the description before the skills? This thing is, we messed up one time, we continue to mess it up, huh? Okay, now maybe it's better. It doesn't do anything. I mean, when you right click, do you see the menu? Do you see the menu with generate Visual Studio project file? If you click on it, it should open up a small window. I'm not doing it now because I have already all the source loaded and stuff, but it should open a small window very quickly which says generating Visual Studio files, right? And that should create under source, I think, your project files, like I don't know where they are. I think your targets, your thing is like this target file probably gets regenerated, right? This is what you should do. Or you can just open the editor and click. But anyway, after you do this, do this. Listen to me, my friend. Go under saved. You should have a save directory, right? A save directory. Go under saved and logs, right? So Unreal saved logs, and here you should have the logs. I don't know if there is also a compilation log or whatever, but whatever log you should put it here. So maybe you can find there if there is any error or any if it's giving you any information. Okay, try the log directory. Maybe it would be better for you. You're still getting an error here. Can someone help me on this thing? Why my constructor? Why it doesn't like my constructor? No instance of constructor blah 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 matches the argument list. So it's basically saying it doesn't find a constructor which is the same as the parameters you are putting in. Fstring, uint8, fstring, tra network details, fstring, fstring, fstring and fstring. So exactly the same. Why doesn't like it, boys? Aha! You need the Windows SDK 8.1, which is exactly what you have to install. Yeah, that's the required. If you don't have it, you have to install it. That's exactly required. There are many people that are failing on that step. I've seen it in the forums. Ravna, can you help me on this one? What is the problem? Why doesn't like my constructor? No instance of constructor matches the argument list. I mean, it's exactly the same. If I pick the definition, my PS so the only difference I see is the TRA PS character detail message network details skills. Wait a second. I think I see it. This skills thing is not correct. Wait a second. Because it was declared like this because it was a class, I think, inside PS character detail message, but now I think it's no more. What the fuck? Ah, we still have this. Okay, okay, okay. No, 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 my friend. We have to remove all of this. This is the old dummy, the old stub, before we add the actual real one. So our PS character detail message now is implemented. So this one we should remove. PS detail character. Wait a second. PS character details. PS character details message. Yes. This one should go away from gem, otherwise we are pointing it to the wrong class. That's why I was getting it this way. Yes, there was an old stub. There was an old stub. Very old stub. And now, so because I split it, so this one probably will not exist anymore now. We complained it doesn't exist. Yeah, in fact, you see, if I do peak definition, bam, error. This is just network detail skills now because it was not accepting inner classes. I couldn't do inner class of a thingy, so this is okay. The only thing I have to do is to include. We are in user manager. I have to include messages.h where I have the definition. Why I don't have it already? I think I have it already. No, I don't. Strange. No, I don't. Okay. Was it here already? Messages. Do you see messages? I don't see messages. Messages. No, it's not there. So we can just add it back. Add it. So, by the way, I'm very curious if YouTube will give me a copyright strike on Plane Shift music. Like, you are playing music that is copyrighted to someone else, and then I would say, no, we did it. Say, really? You did it? Yeah, we did it. We did this music for us. Oh yeah. Yes, if you can add it to the build guide, would be cool because I think more people may fall on it. Just search. Maybe it's already there. I don't know. Just search if it's there in our thingy, in our PS Wiki. No, PS Wiki. Come on. In our PS Wiki, search maybe for SDK. I think there are some SDK here. There is some SDK. Yeah, if he complains about Windows SDK, just install it from here. You see, it's mentioned somewhere, but maybe you didn't follow this piece. You followed another piece. I don't know, but it's anyway here mentioned already. The Windows 8.1 SDK. The problem is that it's probably not very visible, right? So you are, I mean, it doesn't give you an error. It doesn't give you visually an error. You have to go into the logs and find out. So it's a bit, it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest. Nothing is easy. Okay, so we have to include messages.h. Which is under net messages. Okay. Which is under net messages. Okay. Okay, my suggestion would be to move everything to the wiki because it's edited by everyone, it's visible to everyone, it's Google searchable. So I don't think we should have a guide inside the repository. I think we should have a guide in the wiki. So I don't know, just copy paste that guide into a wiki page and then merge it later or something like this. But I think it should stay in the wiki. Boys, by the way, I didn't have dinner. I didn't have dinner because I ate lunch at like 5 p.m. due to some uncontrollable things. And so I didn't have dinner yet. Now the point is, I couldn't eat at 8, you know, after I ate at 5 p.m. So um, sorry, just a second. I'm just messaging someone. Dun, 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 dun. So okay, so did he compile? Oh my god, didn't like it at all. Yes, because now we removed the dummy class, and so now it's finally trying to use the real class, which is what we want. Okay, which is what we want. User manager, boys. I already added this messages one time. How many times I have to add it? Under messages, you have the declaration of this thing. Ah, no, sorry. It's called F now. It's called F network detail skill. Unfortunately, this class is changing name. There is little we can do about it, so we have to, we have to change it. We have to change it. Nothing we can do. We have to change it. We have to change it to F network skill detail skill. There is no other chances. Okay, let's compile it this way. Now we're using new one. Okay, good. So yes, I think the Windows SDK was the only issue. Now you have, yeah. Succeeded. Look at this. Build succeeded. So now that we have the right constructor and the right everything and the right return, I'm really expecting this code to give me a description on the client side. I really want the description on the client side. I really want it. I think it will give it to me. Why not? Final message, build this, put in all the parameters, send the final message. I think it will. Let's try. Okay, we launch the server, we launch the client, we test it. Then the scripts, client, go. Doom. That's it. Will it work or not? Will it work or not? Tension moment. I still had a breakpoint. We gotta move this breakpoint. We saw it's okay. We're in. We're in. We're walking our way to the lady. Something happened to my mouse cursor, is getting completely fucked up. I don't know why. Okay. I'm going, boys. I'm going to the lady. Now I got a pulse on me. I'm clicking. Let's assume he's okay. Where is my log? Did it print something? I think it didn't. There is an error though. Error. Flanchy controller base character details. Wait a second. It throws an error. What is? It throws an error. Character details request interaction. Let me. Fuck this fountain. Fuck this fountain. Let me try to put server side. So up to here we are good. The problem is, let's check if he arrives here. Okay, let's check if he arrives here and if we get the right information at least. Okay, final message. Final message. Yeah, seems very good. And Kirukai description. Skills, we have the skills, 71 oh my god, the skills are completely fucked up. Okay, this may be our problem. The skills are completely fucked up, but the description seems okay. And the creation info seems okay. Why? Then something gives an error. Then something gives an error. Character chart detail request interaction. So the information is okay, the skills are unfortunately not going through properly, but the rest seems to be. And then we get this error. So I would like to understand where it's coming from. Ah no, sorry, this error is not an error. Okay, this error is just the log that I'm printing to know that I'm going through this. So we go through character detail request interaction. Yes, so we go through this. We go through handle character details request, which I think is fine. We get to our we go to this class, we do the send character description, and here we execute all of this, which seems okay. The skills are not properly working, unfortunately. I have to check why, but the skills seems they are not assigned properly, unfortunately. They remain all empty. Is this piece of code we should check? Should check this piece of code. Maybe do we want to fix the skills first, or do we want to see if we get it to the client? I think we should fix the skills first, because anyway, if we get invalid data, maybe that's the source of the problem. So there is something here. Which is not working properly. There is something here. Let me just search. So here we are in user manager. Alright, let me just check the old code, because maybe the porting I did was not perfect. We are in user manager. We are inside send character description. Exactly. And we are now here, where we are cycling through the skills. There's a bit of a cast going on. There's a bit of a references going on. It's very similar though, and it's very similar to the code is basically identical. The code is basically identical. I think we have to debug this. I don't know. Reading it like this, I cannot find any evident error. I think we should just debug it and see why the skills are not proper. It's strange because the skills I think were proper for the lady, eh? I think they were. Okay. Yeah, now we are in a bit of a complex spot, you know. So this part is a bit tough, but we will fix it for sure. Where is this? Is here, huh? Skill, yeah, it's here, it's here. So we should check why. And by the way, if we if you put a breakpoint here, we will see it twice. We will see it one when we load in the lady, and we can double check the skills for her are okay, and see if now they are fucked up, because I think they were okay before, and now they are fucked up. I don't know why, but I changed this class, so I changed this network detail skill, so maybe that's the reason. Okay. Going through. I was expecting to get. I was expecting to get a breakpoint. Why I didn't? I know. Sorry, it's only. Forget it. This one is only when we call it from the client. When the client asks for the description, it's not the loading of the. Yeah. Okay. So only when we interact with the character, we will get this. Okay, we load this, so it's fine. But the skills of the character should be loaded properly. We will see. We'll see. Now in debug mode, it's much easier. We will see immediately we should see immediately what is the problem. Should see it immediately. So we select the character. We avoid a crazy fountain. We go through crazy fountain sound. I click on it. Okay. I clicked on it, and now we see what happens. So here, okay, we are inside full. We are. It's so we are basically here we are just cycling for all the skills, right? And extracting the skills for the character. I think we already appended some to the description. The description is fine, you see. So we have our HP 50, mana 100, etc. So the description is fine, it's loading okay. What we don't get proper is this. Let me check if in the skills the skill seems okay. I see sword and I see the value, so this variable is proper. Now we do something bad in this piece of code. In this piece of code, our skills get corrupted or something. I don't know. Yeah. So let's check. We enter with the first skill, which is 0. We go to cache manager. We try to get by skill ID. Skill 0. They should be pointing to the right cache manager, right? Not the dummy one. Yes, this is not the dummy one. This is the real one. So cache manager gets skill by ID. Skills. Okay. He's getting my skill info. Let's see what skill info he gets. Yes, it's correct. He gets sword, which is the first skill. He gets also the value about practice and mental and everything else, so this seems okay. He just checks that it's not null. Now he's getting the category. The category is this one, PS skill combat 1. I don't know if it's the same type though, because this category, what is it? Wait a second, I think we have a mismatch probably. There is an int 32 category. How it was in the old code, let me just check, because I think there is maybe the issue. This may be the issue. Let me check if I go in the old code. Oh no, it was an int. No, it's okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. So we try to get the category, and we get 1 as a category, which seems okay to me. Then we try to get the skill rank, and this is where the things may go crazy. Let's try to go inside of this one, right? So we want to get the skill rank. We do a check that this is okay, and then we return skills of skill dot rank. What is rank actually? Rank is a string. Wait a second. Skills. Is an array of skill, okay, and skill, the rank of skill is skill rank, okay. The rank of skill is skill rank. Why we have a skill rank and not just a number? But there's probably a reason, because yeah, there's probably a reason. Because it's a buffable object and all that jazz. Okay. But now here we are basically getting back. I want to know what we're getting back with skill 0. Rank, I think that here is where we are getting garbage. I have this feeling. So rank, skill rank. I'm a bit confused of what I'm getting here. I'm getting what I'm getting back. I'm getting a character pointer. What the fuck I'm getting back? What I'm getting back here? Why is pointing back to a character? It's pointing to a skill stat buffable. Okay. It's pointing to a skills that buffable. Can I have the actual object? It's this one. Is this one? Skills that buffable. I don't know. Is it? It looks okay. I mean, we don't get garbage data. We don't get garbage data, but this rank is somehow pointing back to the. I'm very confused about why I'm seeing kind of a character thing here. So okay, then we do this format stat line. I don't know what is this format stat line, by the way. What is this format stat line? Is it something of Unreal? Is it something that we made? User manager. Format stat line. I think that is where we do the mess. Then let's see. Let's go in. Let's dive in this thing. Let's dive in. Okay, we are inside this format. Let's see what we get. We get label, sword, int value 0, buffed 0. So it should be pretty easy, right? Sword, level 0. So what do we do here? We do string s, if value different from buffed. Then we do this, because we put the buff in parentheses. Okay, if not, we just return this, which seems to be pretty simple. This is where we do the mess. Okay, this is where we do the mess because why? Because label, so string there is a const char pointer. How do I printf? How do I have string printf as char pointer? Isn't that just like this, or do I have to do anything different? I think this is the mess. We are making the mess here. Oop, I'm sorry. I was yawning. We are making the mess here somewhere. Sometimes basic things are complex, but we'll find out very soon. In the sense that if I just search any fprintf in any other class, I think we have plenty of this. We have plenty of this. I just have to find one where is %s, and I'm actually getting a char pointer instead of an f string. Any idea, chat? Any idea, people listening? Venalen is still fighting against the compilation. Failure to produce item, blah blah blah. Move them all up. Move them all in full force. Is not compiling the MariaDB connector. I can show you what I have, Venalan, if you have an issue with that. What do I have under third party. What I have under third party, I have this thing, MariaDB. I have an include, which includes this stuff. I have MySQL, which includes this stuff. Lib, which includes this stuff, and plugin, which includes this stuff. So it's basically just the MariaDB connector copied into third-party MariaDB. I don't think I have MariaDB anywhere else. Right? So if you copied, you said you copied something. I don't think you should. You should just put it under third-party MariaDB. That's how you should do it. The fountain The fountain is making you laugh? Yes, because you made it, right? The Niagara Falls. Um, did you say that? Okay, just double check that you have. Maybe take a screenshot. Sorry, do this. Maybe while I'm on this page, just take a screenshot or something so you see what you have in includes and you will find. So MariaDB has just two directories, include and lib, and inside include there is this thing. Right? I don't know. Take a screenshot so you have it and you will just do the same. But I think if you just unzip the connector there, I think that would do it. Okay. Yeah, so we are searching for a printf of a char pointer that I want a char pointer, boys, not an f string. These are all f strings, I think. These are not. These are all f strings. That's the problem. I never print out something that is not an f string. Is it even possible? Is it even possible, boys? That's the question. I think this one is probably, yeah. This returns a const char pointer. It's also true that we never tested this. Crap. Let me check if I have it in my notes, or if anyone knows how to do it, tell me. Let me see. Fastest cloth ever. Let me see if I search for f string f char pointer. I think I need. Why is giving out garbage? Why is giving out garbage? F string my char, blah blah blah. Doesn't look really want F string on char. Warning text. Single touch char T char is always going to a T char anyway. I think we should do it's a pity though that we cannot. It's a bit of a pity that we cannot. Unreal Engine can fprint take char pointer. Can someone tell me, please? I think the guys that use Unreal Engine regularly should know this. You guys know. You guys know. I'm sure you know. Why don't tell me? Why? So I really need to do the ANSI to tchar and then pointer, right? And then the reference it. But it seems stupid. I mean, I already have a char pointer. Why I have to put it into a string and then get it back as an array and then finally pass it to f string, you know? So to printf. That's what's I'm a bit annoyed about. So, but I can do it. I can definitely do it that way. Yeah, it takes a const char format. I mean a const char. Refer to standard printf format. So should I really convert it back and convert it again? It seems so stupid. But if there is no other way, I will do it this way. So what I'm saying is that I could just so considering there is a where are we? We are in where was the problem? The problem was I lost myself. The problem was here, right? Here the problem is the label is a const point, so or we just pass it on. Let me just see where we get it, because maybe we get it already as a string. In the previous, we convert it again. Tchar to ANSI. So we convert it to, so we already have it in an f string, we convert it back to a char pointer, and then we convert it back to an f string. Oh my god, we should not do this really. Let's not do this, okay? Let's just change this freaking class and to take an f string, and that's it. Okay, so this will take just an f string, and at this point label will be like this, and we solve all our problems, right? In one thing, because otherwise, man, we just go back and forth converting items, right? Right. Sorry. Let me just go to user manager. Don't why this thing is bringing me back and forth 1 million times. What is this function that we were just using a second ago? This format. Why we don't put them in alphabetical order? I think the idea was that we were putting them in alphabetical order, but then oh my god. Place formatus.line. Okay, I want this function declaration, please. Doesn't exist here. Why doesn't exist? Because I'm user manager cpp. I'm user manager.h. Why doesn't exist? You serious? Where did this? What? Where is this coming from? It's coming from this file. I've seen it before. It's coming from this exactly this file. Why we don't have the declaration of this? Tell me, boys. Tell me. Tell me, boys. User manager cpp. Okay, we never declare this freaking thing. I don't know why. Never declared it. I don't care. I changed it, and now you use it. And if you complain about the declaration, you will tell me where. Okay? Ah, che lo compila? Okay, there's this one open. That's why. Just a second, I'm coming back. I'm back. Did he compile or not? I didn't get if he compiled. I launched it or I compiled it. What is this thing, by the way? It's running. Let's stop it. Did he compile properly or not? Yes, he compiled properly. Okay. So if he compiles properly, it means we can, yeah. I think we can test it again. We can test it again and see if we get. Okay, so let's launch it. Boom. Let's go to the client. Then after we did this, I think after we proved that this works, I think we have a good way forward there. I think we have a good way forward. Let's launch the client. So the server is under debug, it's in our Visual Studio, and the client is just launched as it is, because we don't need to debug that one as well. So let's see. Okay. Fountain sounds. So we walk to the lady down there, we click on the icon and see what happens, okay? We should not get garbage anymore. Let's just assume it works. Let's just assume for a second that it works. I don't see anything printed out though. I don't see. I don't see anything printed out. But now I think that our skills are correct. Huh? Let's go and check. Let's debug. Let's put again. So we're in the final message. Let's just debug here on the final message that we send back to the client, and we check. Okay, there is our final message. We build it. Let's check our skills. Yes, our skills are all okay now. You see, X, knives, words, whatever. So they are okay. So I think the message is actually going through. The message is going through for sure. Now, why we don't print it out? We just have to understand why. But I think we have it. At least this part, I think we have it. Why is not printed? No idea. But now we will find out. So I think that we assume maybe I didn't connect the print node or something like that. I mean, maybe I did something stupid. Let's say, but all the server side is publishing the message properly. Is creating the message properly and is publishing back to the client. Yes. So now we just have to see if this function that we call, which is send character description, is actually who calls this? Who calls this? Send character description. Current document. No. All open documents. This one is called by. No, for sure it's called by someone, boys. Come on. Okay, it's called by this handle details request, which is returning this as a result to the client. We know that we go through this because we debugged it and it works properly. So yeah, all the character description gets returned. This handle character details. Let's see, where is this called? Yeah. Come on. search this place. This one is called here, and we actually return this value. So it's correct. It's correct. It's correct. It's correct. Okay. So let's go to our editor and see why in the editor we are not printing out or we are not doing what is needed. But I think we are close, huh? We are close, boys. We are very close. Someone just joined. Welcome. What happened? We changed them. Oh, yeah. When we changed the f name to f string, obviously we changed it in the code, but here in the blueprint got changed as well, but our code was actually assuming we had an f name. Now we don't have an f name anymore. We have an f string. So this conversion is not valid anymore. So all these are not valid anymore. We should just change it now. I'm just wondering if yes. They got changed properly. This side. We still had the old conversion, so it's completely fine. We can just remove this, compile this, connect this text to what are we doing here? We are appending it here, and then we are returning the value. Yes, okay. I think it's fine. Now I think it will work properly. Or at least we should get a big message on screen, like the whole description of the character, which we then can connect later on to. So I think we can just launch the client and the server outside the editor, outside the Visual Studio at this point. We know that the server is not crashing and is providing the right response. So I think we can just launch it this way. If you're wondering why I'm streaming, and I was not streaming before, I mean ever in my life, the reason was my internet. My internet connection was not allowing me to stream because my upload speed was freaking was very bad. I mean, was really bad, and yeah, and so I couldn't stream at all. Now I got a new internet like a month ago or 3 weeks ago, something like this, and so I said, wow, I can do it now, so why not? What happened? The client crashed or what? I launched the server. I'm launching the client. No, I didn't launch it. I was distracted. Okay. So what I'm expecting to get is a big text The bit text printed out somewhere, okay? Pretty good. We have it. I think we have it. There is a huge printout of all the skills with a value associated to this character, which at the moment, okay, they are all 0. Do I have at least one which is not 0? Yes, I have agility, charisma, intelligence, strength, will, which are all 50. I don't have any. I have two. What is this noise? I have two factions. One is minus 30 and the other is 30. What is this kind of burning noise? Ah, good. I don't know why sometimes it flickers. Maybe the light is placed inside the particle somehow, and so sometimes you get the shadow of the particle. I don't know if that's possible, but it looks like that. So they get based on its just small movements. It gets some flickering. But basically, it worked, right? Ravna, are you still with me? I don't know if Ravna is here, but let me check. Ravna is just still here, I guess. Yes, because you were typing in the chat, in the other chat. So basically now we have the NPC, we have our character. We have our character actually capable of holding the skills, stats, and everything. Yeah, you're still here, right? So it worked. So basically, what we've proven tonight. Well, apart from some there is some other text that get corrupted. We will fix it. But what is this? What is this thing? What is this thing here? Can you tell me? Merchants have hired Weltal to kill you because of your bugs. What is this thing that is appearing on screen? Okay, anyway. We are basically, yeah. We are. Listen, because you have to listen to all the stuff that is happening now, because you have to realize that we achieved a pretty important milestone. Okay? Let me remove the fucking fountain thingy, because so what we achieved that our character, this guy, exactly this guy, is actually an APS character class, right? Which means that he has all the capabilities, well, not all, but let's say majority of the capabilities that we have inside the APS character class. including skills, stats, descriptions, mana, HP, whatever else, right? In addition to this, the NPC that is down there, the lady inside the stone, is also having the same capabilities. She has her own mana, stats, HP, and everything. And when I go there and I click on her description, like this, I go here, I click, boom. I'm querying the cache manager. No, I'm querying the two characters, the lady and myself. I'm comparing their stats. I'm giving out a message about the comparative strength. I'm going down to the server using the cache manager, getting some of the information from the cache manager, getting some information from the character, getting it back all in one string. No, not in one string, in a message which is very similar to the old Planeshift message, but this time is an Unreal message, already structured to be used client side, where you can use visually inside a blueprint, name stats and skills as much as you want. Isn't this freaking beautiful? Tell me. I want to hear that this is freaking beautiful. And I will tell you more. GG! It's totally a GG. Totally. I think we did very good progress. I mean, you may not realize, because you're a bit confused about, you know, the fountain noise, but we're doing pretty good progress here. Did you get that? Nice! This is what I wanted to hear. Okay. Good. Good. I think that, yeah, all of this going back up. So basically now, I mean, now the system is in place, you know, the system is in place, and if we just copy paste what I did a million times, we will have Planeshift working on Unreal. And it's not exactly like this, but it's close. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, this proves that the technology, I mean, this proves many things. The first thing that it proves is that our code server side is not that different when ported to Unreal. I mean, obviously there are some differences, but it's not dramatically. It's not that we have to say, okay, delete file and reopen a new from Notepad, completely new, and start writing down code, you know? This is not how I did it. I just ported the classes, copied the stuff, merged, changed, whatever, but you can find yourself here. I mean, yeah, you can find yourself. You go to the old classes, you say, oh, where will we loading the character? Here, boom. You go to the new class, oh, it's the same place. Oh, is the code changed a bit? Yeah, it's likely, but I can still see all the things, you know? You can still see most of the code, so it's pretty good. I really like it. I think what we can do, we can fix that string, yes, which is not getting populated properly, and then we can put it on the UI just for fun, which will never be the UI we will use in game, but anyway, at least we see that information displayed on screen in a proper way and not just printed out, you know, on a server side, I mean client side on a console. That I think we can do. Okay, you ready to do this? You ready, huh? Okay. So let's fix first this bug where we see the text which says looks stronger than you, looks weaker than you. What was this? It's not on the server, it's on the client. If I go up, I find it. Yeah. While also appearing. Okay, the keyword is while also appearing something. This will never find because it's not the full word. Okay, so where we mess up is here somewhere. Okay, so these phrases are not properly yeah, this, like Ravna is saying in the other chat, is probably just a char pointer or a pointer not getting yeah, getting bad. So we exit from here, we take the chart data, we take the fan, then we get this tree for magical and physical and overall. Are all three bugged out, or 1, 2, and 3? Yes, they are all three bugged out in the same way. Yeah, I think it's the same problem we had before. So it's just that we don't know how to put a const char into this. Ravna, do you have an idea how to put a const char into a printf of Unreal? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm not converting. Yeah, I can just. Do you think that we can use fname this time? You can use fname. I mean, I'm just being interested in this fname thingy. I mean, this one will never be changed, right? So it's defined at one time and never again. So if we do it like this, do you think we can print them out properly? And I can just point them like this, like I do with the f strings when I have to put it in a. No, it really doesn't like it. Fname is constructed differently. It doesn't like it. Maybe because it's static. No, these are not pointers anyway. Do I need an fname pointer here and the reference it there? No, it's really not liking it. Okay, let's keep fname. Okay, fname, and we print it this way, and we see what happens. We see what happens. Yeah, I agree. Well, yes. I mean, consider though. I mean, Ravna is making a good point. The good point is making is that all this text that we have inside the game, inside the code, so inside the code makes very little sense. I mean, we should have strings. We should have IDs of strings that they get translated outside of the game. The only problem of this I have is that if you start to have a kind of a mixed language, you know, between the UI and the data. So, for example, quests are not translated, right? Books are not translated. So you can consider this part of the UI. Maybe you can say, okay, the UI is translated, everything else is not, right? Yeah, maybe you could say like this. So every message, the problem is that some messages like appears to be stronger than you, will be printed. Well, we printed anyway in the UI. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if it's UI, I'm kind of fine to translate it. You know, I'm kind of fine to say, okay, it is translated, and so it gets. But yes, all these strings makes no sense to be in the code. We have so many. You have no idea how many we have. We have a millions, but the majority are error messages. Let's say the vast majority are error messages. Doesn't like my const. My const. I don't know, it was like this before, so why are you complaining? There was a pointer and so is a difference? Maybe. I cannot do it. I cannot do fname. This method is when it cannot convert. Okay. Done. This fname string, this fname thing, I cannot use. I was just trying to follow the guidelines of this guy, Matthias was called. Yesterday was here, and the other day. Maybe we'll connect. The problem I think that these guys are in US, so they're connecting like at 1 o'clock my time, which is not a good time for me. Also, I have to go very short. I mean, very soon I will have to go. I just want to fix this and show it in the UI, then I will be happy. Succeeded. Wait a second, let's assume it works. So we don't spend time just running something that we know already works. Let's put this into a UI, okay? So we get our message back, right? With all this nice information. Now we should let's create just a widget, which will be called character description or whatever. I think character description is fine. Then we will have to organize these widgets a bit because at the moment it's a bit of a mess. But user interface widget. So we create a new widget. We call it char description UI. Everything is a UI anyway. Why I'm calling it UI, I have no idea. All the widgets are a UI. Why I called it interact UI? I should have called it just interact. Anyway, character description window or character description. Yeah, maybe window could be because some are pop-ups. I don't know. Maybe not. Character description. Okay. So this chart description. What we want to have, we want to have. Okay, for now we'll just make it super stupid. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time left tonight, so I really need to do it quickly. But let's say that we want to have the name. So this one will be s name. How do we did it? We did it txt. I don't remember. Label lbl. I think we did lbl. LBL name. Okay. Why I cannot make it uppercase? Okay. We will have name. We will have what we have in our freaking thingy. We have name, gender, race, skills. Well, actually, gender is an int. Let's say race. Let's say race, and there is lbl race, lbl race. Okay. Let's say description. I will not put them all. I will just put a bit just to see if it works. But description. This will be lbl description. And then we have description of the byte. I think this one, the description of C, is not compiled, is not available. See you, Ravna. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. So race, name, description. What else we want? Yeah, actually the description will be an issue because we need a multi-line, right? So this is not. This will be a long text. So can we make it multi-line or out of wrap text? Wrap text is enabled tooltip. Bam, 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 bam. Now, I think there is probably another object for multi-line, but we can do it tomorrow. Okay. So for now, let's just keep it simple. I just want to see that it shows in the UI, and that's it. Now the skills. The skills are a bit tricky though because the skills are an array of things, right? So the skills actually are a bit tricky. For this one, would be nice to have if we have. Do we have like a text panel that is multi-line? I don't remember. Is there an area? Do you see anything that looks like an area and not just text? Or maybe this text can become, because text box is where you type text in, right? Expandable area. Expandable area, I don't know what is it. Maybe text box, right? But it's a multi-line. Multi-line. Let's see if this. But text box, no. I want it read only. Scroll box, size box. I think for now we'll do one line, and then tomorrow we will understand how to do it. Okay? Because if we try to do everything tonight, I will never go to bed. So let's just try to keep it simple. This one is skills. This one is skills, and we will call it for now label skills. Okay, and that's it. Okay, we don't publish everything that we get, but we publish enough. Okay. Now the question is, how do I move my data from? Hey, Wichadad, how are you? So, are you leaving or joining? You're leaving or joining? So name, race, description, and skills. Sorry, I was saying if I have my data here, right? How do I put it back into my widget? I think that the idea is that so let's remove all the print string because we leave it. Yeah, we'll leave it just for now. Then we will remove it later. So I would say this one is just we comment it and we say just temporary printouts. Okay. So it's just a temporary printout. I'll never be able to catch this thing again. Oh, that's it. It's just a temporary printout. We don't really need it, so we will delete it later. What we need to do is to create a widget, right? We create a widget. We create a widget of type character description. Boom. You see how easy it is to do this stuff? It's just insane. Just insane. We need a player controller. I think we need the player controller when we create widgets, right? I think we need. Let me check. We have it, for example, in the login window. For sure, we have something like this. What is the login? What is the login? Login widget. I think here for sure we have something like that. We have a create thingy. Where do we have this, boys? Create widget, add to viewport. No, we don't have the owning player, so we don't care about the owning player probably. Is the automatically the one that okay, it's fine. So we do create widget. Wait a second. Not here. Here. Create widget, then add to viewport. Right. Add to viewport. I think I have to put this. And then we need to map of this widget all the attributes, right? So in this return value, in theory, I should have labeled something. No, I should get a get labeled something. I don't remember how do I do this. Ah, yes, I have to upgrade it to variable. If I don't upgrade to variable from here, it will never work. Okay, I remember. I have to say that this one is a variable, so it can be changed from the outside, right? If I do this, it's variable, if I remember right. And I compile it and save it, and then from here, let me see if I do get label. There it is. Look at that, boys. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so good. So we take the label. We take the label. And what do we do with this? I want to set it. I want to set text. Set text, please, of the label, Set text, no? Text, something? To text? No. I want to set the text of his label. I want to set text, yes, this one, yeah. Okay, so we set the text for the name. The only point is that I have to take it from here. Boom. Yeah, the graph will be a bit messy, eh? We can make it maybe a bit better, let's say. Yeah, maybe like this. Then what do we do? Then we take label description, and we set the text. Taking it from the description. Which one? Description, normal description. Yeah, this graph will become a mess, I tell you. It will become a mess. But I think we can improve it visually a bit. Then we have our label. There is already a set, so I could just go set. Yeah, much better instead of doing it. No, but this here I set the. If I set this, does it automatically set the text? I have no idea. No, I'm setting the label race here. I'm not setting any text. No. Forget it. forget it. We have to do label get race, okay, and then here we do another set text, set text. It's getting a bit messy, but it's not a problem. And here we do it of the race, right, of the race. Do you like this, all these lines going through things? Looks like a science fiction big, painting, huh? I like it. So so for now we are setting name, description, and race, right? What else do we have? We have skills, right? Skills is the tough one. Label skills, because skills is actually multiple thingy. So for skills we still to have the sex text, but in this case set text, but in this case the text is a bit tougher because we need to go through something similar to this one. So we need to iterate on each skill and print out each skill. So maybe let's do this, and let's do this, and we take for each loop break network detail skills. So we take these two, we put them here. We take the array of skills into this, we execute this into this, we execute this into no. This we'll do it later. Then we have to append all the pieces together. We have to append all the pieces together. How do I do this though? I have to loop. Do I need another variable? I think I need a kind of another variable. Otherwise, how can I loop and put it into? You know what? For the sake of time, we just take the first skill. I know you are upset now, but we don't have the time to go through all the skills. So we'll not append, we just get the first skill. So loop body, we should get the first element, but I think it's the same though, because I need to get at least the first element into something. Because if I do this, it will loop for each of the elements, and it will continue to set the text, right? It will not append it, will just continuously. Okay, let's add a new variable. Fuck it, we do it. Okay, so we add a new variable, we call it skills text. Okay, we call it skill text, we change it to string. You're learning, huh? You're learning a lot. We set this variable to be the append of whatever it is already. What do? We take one of these guys, we put it here, we get our skill text, whatever it is, and we put it here. The return value we set it here, and the loop we just do this a million times, and then when we are done on the completed, we set the text equal to this thing. Well, we can do equal to this thing, maybe it's more clear. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more clear. Okay, does this all make sense to you? Yes or no? If it doesn't, it's no problem. Okay, so let's save this, compile, save, try to see if we can go to see if it works. Let's see if it works. We should get this man. For sure we are arriving here. Our code arrives here probably because it prints out all this stuff. Then in addition to the printout, we also go up here, we create a new widget, get it to the viewport, we set the text. We will not have the ability to close the widget, I think, but it's fine. It's fine. We cannot close it, we can just open it up. So we saved it, huh? Yes, we saved everything. And now we compiled it. Now we launch the server, client, we go. We go. Time for epic moments. Which one? I think we should do. This one. Epic moment. Will it work, boys? Will it work? You're gonna see in a few seconds. Fuck, the fountain is making so much noise with my music. I'm going away from the fountain. I want to listen to that noise. I just want my music. You see the lady. We approach. Will be success or failure. Will be success or failure. I think it's success. It took a lot though. I mean, I clicked. It took like 5 seconds to get the thing. I mean, you had to print out a lot, but it took a lot to pop up this thingy. But you see, it freaking worked. It worked, boys. We have pop up a widget which we cannot close, we cannot move, we cannot do anything, which provided us the description, the name, the race, the description, and the first skill. Well, why only one? I don't know, I'm not it. Maybe because it's one after the other, and I don't know. And the skills of that character that was in front of us there. Right? And all this went through the database, the cache manager, all the freaking classes that we ported, and it is pretty good. Nice! We are happy about this. Okay. This will conclude the stream of today. I think we achieved pretty good results. We did a lot, and yes, I guess I will see you tomorrow. If I can stream tomorrow, I'm not 100% sure, but be sure to check the channel. I may be here. Depending on a few others uncontrollable things. No, depends a bit on what else, but I may be here. And so tomorrow, what we can do, tomorrow evening, what we can do is to maybe improve this window. I don't know, improve this window, make it real, make it similar to the one that is in the actual plane shift. Maybe we can. Or we can, I don't know, we will decide what we want to do tomorrow, okay? But the objective of going through the world stack and going back is achieved. Is achieved. With this said, goodbye. I will my welcome logo in Paint. Produce something like, it's very small. Why so small? So let's get nice. Great achievements. It's bad. Good night. See ya.
GG!